The Woman with Child and the Red Dragon. We begin chapter 12. This is the intermission or halfway part of Revelation, reviewing the first roughly 500 years of the early church. Let's get started. Revelation 12 verse 1 and 2. A woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and on her head a crown of 12 stars, and she was with child. The woman is Israel, with its 12 stars being the 12 tribes. Joseph dreams of this in Genesis 37. The child is Yeshua. This is the seed that came to crush the head of the serpent. Genesis 3:15. And I will put enmity between you, the serpent, and the woman, Israel, and between your seed and her seed. He, the woman's child, Yeshua, shall bruise you on the head. Revelation 12:3. And behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and on his heads were 7 diadems, or crowns. This red dragon with 7 heads is the Roman Empire. The Roman military even carried a Draco, which means dragon or serpent, as a signifier of the Roman cavalry. The 7 heads are the 7 hills upon which the city of Rome sits. The 7 diadems, or crowns, are the 7 types of governments that ruled Rome throughout the different times. The 10 horns points us back to Daniel 7, where the 10 horns are found on the head of the beast that represents the Roman Empire. Revelation 12:4. And the dragon stood before the woman who was about to give birth, so that when she gave birth, he might devour her child. The Roman Empire ruled the earth at the time that Yeshua was to be born. As mentioned in the Gospels, King Herod was the one that tried to kill him. Revelation 12:5. And she gave birth to a son, a male child, who was to rule all the nations with a rod of iron. The child is Yeshua, who rose from the grave after being crucified by the Romans, and ascended to heaven, ruling over all the earth, including the judgments given to Rome by the 7 seals and trumpets. Revelation 12:6. Then the woman fled into the wilderness, where she had a place prepared by God. After Yeshua ascended, he prophesied of a time when Rome would destroy the land of Israel and its temple. This was in 70 AD. Revelation 12:6 continued. She would be nourished for 1,260 prophetic days. The 1,260 days began soon after the Roman Empire fell, and Papal Rome began its rule from 538 to 1798 AD. Israel, or the remnant, were at this time being nourished by the true gospel in the wilderness. Revelation 12:7. And there was a war in heaven, Michael and his angels waging war with the dragon. Verse 9. And the great dragon was thrown down, the serpent of old. Again, this is the judgment given by Yeshua unto the imperial Roman Empire, within the seals and trumpets. Revelation 12:13. And when the dragon saw that he was thrown down to the earth, he persecuted the woman who gave birth to the child. Rome fell, but would soon afterwards be replaced by Papal Rome, as the church, or Israel, is in the wilderness being nourished by the gospel for 1,260 prophetic years, otherwise known as a time and times and half a time. Millions of lives were lost for the testimony of Yeshua during this persecution of the woman. Please like and comment below any questions or thoughts you might have on this chapter. I'll leave a link to a YouTube channel called E. Garloff Sapphire Throne Media. They cover the beasts of Revelation really well. They also recognize the 7th-day Sabbath. Let's praise Yahweh and His sovereignty, as His Son Yeshua rules and reigns the earth today, as we wait for His return. Thank you, and Shalom.